A Vegas magician has a special gift to look 2 minutes into his future. A gift which puts him in the crosshairs of the FBI, who are attempting to stop a group of terrorists from activating a bomb in LA, and the very highly armed terrorist organization itself. Hello, everyone. I'm Caleb Leger,
I'm Connor Ezagiri.
and welcome to a new episode of Beyond the Bad. Today, we will be talking about 2007's action, sci-fi, a little bit of a love story too, I guess. Nicolas Cage starring film Next. And one which also, with that, marked a trend of box office bombs and being pretty hated by the critics. For the ones that did actually make it to the theaters, a lot of these did actually go straight to DVD. That's not the point though today. With that said, I'll shoot it over to you for the scores and whatnot.
Yeah, Next was the beginning of the end for Nick Cage's box office success. It took a long time for him to have another hit under his belt. But you know what? Well, no, it is kind of his fault. I mean, he didn't budget very well. He put his trust in the wrong people, and we saw what happened. Next has a Rotten Tomatoes score of 28%, audience score of 53%. Critics' consensus reads, numerous plot holes and poorly motivated characters prevent Next from being the thought-provoking sci-fi flick it could have been. Yeah, fair enough. It also, comes from ignoring the source material and just doing whatever the hell they wanted, regardless of plot convenience. But, Cage found his way back from he climbed his way out of that hole, and here he is, better than ever. So everything worked out.
Exactly. And it's my question of the week. So trying to trademark what I want to call it. But that is essentially what are your thoughts? And in a way, kind of talk about like this particular era of Cage's career and his recent well-deserved comebacks. I know we talk about Cage a lot, especially in regards to the films we love, but I don't think we've really gone into depth on this part of his career.
Paycheck era. Yeah. A while back when I did, Austin and I did Leaving Las Vegas on the Oscar Sunday podcast, I made it my mission to watch all of his critically acclaimed work because I wanted to have a well-rounded, sense of who Cage was as an actor around 95. And I've seen pretty much every film he's done that people liked. I have yet to really tap into the decade of shit. I've seen a couple of them. I've seen Seeking Justice, which was better than I expected it to be, but still, ridiculous. Knowing, which I really like. Trying to think of more.
Pay the Ghost, Left Behind.
Nope. Here, let me see. I've got a letter. Rage, didn't see.
Trespass. A lot of one word titles.
I did see Trespass. That wasn't bad. Army of One, I liked. Drive Angry was ridiculous.
I don't give a fuck what people say. Drive Angry is awesome. I love Drive Angry.
It's a fun movie. I have trouble watching it now because of the walking nightmare that is Amber Heard. Dog Eat Dog, which I had high hopes for because it was Cage and Willem Dafoe, and that was fucking terrible.
I've heard really bad things about that.
It was really bad. Mom and Dad, which we both really like. USS Indianapolis, Men of Courage. Making a movie about the USS Indianapolis was a good idea. I thought giving it to Mario Van Peebles because he was one of the guys from Jaws 4 was not really a great idea. The the CGI sucked, but I thought Cage really committed to that thing. And that's another thing. Every performance he did during this era, he doesn't half-ass it. He really does commit. And
Well,
he keeps these movies interesting.
Well, he said that very like a week or two ago. Where he said like he very graciously, I thought, was like, "Hey, I'm not going to shit on those movies." He goes, "I never phoned it in for them. I gave it my all still." So I really respect that. Even though like yeah, there's a lot of crap in this part of his career to pay it off. I would actually argue Mom and Dad was like the beginning of him getting better films and starting to get on the comeback. I know, like technically, you could argue like Manny was very much his comeback film. I'd say Mom and Dad was the proto comeback film for me. Like I really liked Mom and Dad.
Well, in that in that zone, he's got the occasional critically acclaimed film like Joe or Kick Ass. So it wasn't entirely just negative response. It was just he didn't really have the opportunity to be choosy. He took what he could get because he needed the money, which we've all been there. We've all taken shit jobs for money. His was just on a much more public scale.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, because Kick Ass, he's one of the fucking best parts to really just awesome movie in general. He's one of the absolute best parts to that movie. And shit, what was that one you said?
Joe.
Joe? Oh, Joe was wonderful. I watched that on a whim one day and I was like, holy shit, this is good.
Yeah, great drama. A good reminder that, he's still Academy Award winner Nicolas Cage. Like no one's taken that away from him. He is a critically acclaimed actor who was once the toast of Hollywood and is now kind of the toast of film fans. Like he's doing it almost for us now, which is great. And I appreciate that.
I remember reading in an interview somewhere, he made that comment. This was well before, like, obviously, like, Pig and Mandy, or actually after Mandy, but well before Pig and now Unbearable Weight coming out this weekend. He made a comment that he goes, he said, if I never have to work in Hollywood again and become that A-list, he goes, I'm fine with that. He made a comment, he's like, I'm much more happy working in the independent scene and getting the freedom to do what I want and work with really exciting talent. So this guy, like, I just have like the most respect that like during essentially his, in all fairness, I know like we kind of give Cage gets a lot of shit for this part of his career, but most actors have a shit couple of years. Like it happens almost all of them. Yeah. It just happens. But to his credit, unlike a lot of them, he has been nothing but kind to the filmmakers. He never talked shit about any of the people he worked with during his paycheck era. He's been more than kind to work with these unknown independent guys in his recent like comeback era and give them, essentially Nicolas Cage. He's coming out saying, hey, you got Nicolas Cage, you're getting Nicolas Cage. And I really respect that. Like this is a guy that by all accounts could phone it in because he's, for those who don't know, and if you're listening to this and you don't know, I have questions about your film fandom. It's technically Nicolas Coppola. He is a part of the Coppolas. He is, I think, Francis Ford is his uncle, if I recall correctly.
Yep.
Yeah. So he already has money. He technically already fucking had money in the family. He could have phoned this shit in. But this is a guy that really enjoys acting, loves acting, and does it for the craft, does it for the art. And for him, he doesn't have this snobbish attitude of like, well, I'm part of a successful Hollywood family and I am actor Nicolas Cage, so I can only work with certain people. He's like, no, bring your movie scripts to me. Like, I will commit to your movie, whether you're fucking Martin Scorsese or, a first time with Pig. Like, it doesn't matter. You're going to get Nicolas Cage in both scenarios. I have absolute respect for that.
I also love that he never really like he didn't get angry about it. Like he had every opportunity to kind of turn this into a bitter, my career's over, so fuck the world kind of vibe. But no, he went very much like, yeah, I got to be a little bit more, I got to be less choosy here, but I'm still making movies and people still want to see them. And he seems really grateful for the fact that like fans never really abandoned him. And I think that he had a moment of like, Hollywood left him in the dust. So he knows where his loyalties lie and he knows like who took care of his career almost. And I love that he never let it hurt who he was as a person.
Hmm.
which is awesome. A lot of people don't do that. I mean, look what happened to Mel Gibson.
He's still trying to get Hollywood's favor back, and it's like, dude, it's not happening.
No, I mean, Nick Cage made some bad investments. You got anti-Semitic on camera. There's a big difference.
Huge difference. But I just like when this happens. You know, you're seeing it, and everyone was seeing it with is Brendan Fraser, right? Like someone who was, by all accounts, a real swell dude in the business. And like you said, he easily could have been fucking angry person, just fuck this business, and everything. But instead, he stayed headstrong. Saw that, hey, at the end of the day, there are people still seeing my movie. The fans are keeping me afloat. They still want to see me, and I he still really enjoys acting, and because of it, been having a great resurgence. I mean, he has Doom Patrol. He was in the recent Soderbergh movie. He's gonna be in the upcoming Scorsese film. Like, whenever, I know we've talked about it, but I've heard from a lot of fans online that they would love to see him, even if he still looks the way he does, like just have a little cameo in a Mummy movie would be great. Like, so he still has that love. And I just really respect actors that like kind of like can be humble like that, because you see like, the fans, we want you to succeed. So they're like, well, okay, Hollywood fucks me, but I'm going to do it for the fans at least.
Well, everyone has these guys have their rock bottom moment. And I'm sure, for Brendan Fraser, it was, getting groped by a executive. And then with Cage, I was probably pay the ghost. But they don't let, they have a moment of like, this is it. This is the end of my career. And they can either soldier up and refuse to accept that, or they can just let it wash over them and just lose the charisma. And they never let that happen. They never lost the charisma. They never lost the skill. They never lost the talent. And I'm excited to see where these guys go from here, because it looks like, Brendan Fraser is going to be the bad guy in Batgirl, which is going to be big for him. He's going to be, in Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon. Cage is doing, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which comes out tomorrow. We're recording this early. And it's looking like it's going to be a huge success for him. So like, what happens next? And yeah, it's just, we as fans get to just kind of, watch this happen, and it's fun.
Yeah, it's great. It's like, in between all that news about, the Will Smith stuff, I get the comfort of knowing that, hey, Cage is having his comeback. Fraser's having his comeback. Like, fucking Keanu Reeves technically is kind of having his comeback thanks to John Wick franchise. Like, actors I really, really like. Yeah. They seem like genuinely good human beings that just love to do what they do, or having their time to shine like they should be.
Yeah, I like knowing that, certain actors are also decent people. And that's cool. These three guys, Nicolas Cage, Brendan Fraser, Keanu Reeves are reportedly just some of the nicest. And now we know Will Smith's a huge prick. So it's interesting to know, to see behind the curtain. And sometimes, there is no curtain. And I feel like with Nick Cage, he's very open about who he is. Like,
oh yeah,
I don't think there's a curtain.
No. I think it was Joe Lynch said I forgot who they were doing an interview with, but it was someone that had worked with Nicolas Cage. And it was either from Mom and Dad or Mandy, or from one of these movies, one of these other, or Pig or something. Like one of these films was like the first time director, and they were like, holy shit, we got Cage. And apparently they were like really like worried and freaking out. And apparently they said when he came to set, he came with notes on like character motivation, what he thinks about this part, like literally notes. And I was like, hey, I just want to talk. This is what I kind of came up with. I want to see what you think. And they were like, what the fuck? And they made the comment that Joe Lynch has heard from a lot of people that like with Cage, it's like I said, he doesn't give a fuck if you're a first time director. Like for him, it's, you want me to do your movie? I like your script. Cool. And he said, they said like every film he does, he comes in with his notes. He's like, he's read the script, he's done his homework, he wants to go to the director and be like, okay, so this is what I came up with. How do you feel? Like it's a collaborative process for him to figure out the character. I'm sure he knows the added benefit, his name's attached to it.
Yeah. But I love that level of commitment shines through every time. For me, like what won me over for good was when I heard about Cage Fest. And that, Alamo Drafthouse's yearly celebration of Nicolas Cage movies they used to have before the pandemic. I really hope they resume that, where Nicolas Cage himself would come to Austin and curate a selection of, I think, 5 of his movies, and they would watch them and he would do Q&A and talk to the fans and like watch the movies with the fans. And, I saw a video of him with like a drink in his hand, just answering questions about his career. And just, I love the guy who's like, what do you say to the haters out there who, disagree with, don't want to see you succeed? And Cage just goes, you just don't know what you're missing. Like, it's fucking awesome. This dude's the man. Nothing but respect for Nicolas Cage, straight up.
Yeah.
I've never lost faith. I've said that on a few of these shows, but I want that note. Not once did I lose faith.
Well, saying he's having a recent resurgence with that because he did an AMA where apparently they asked him like, hey, what's like one film you kind of cringe or something like that when you hear fans quote. Apparently his response was like, he's like, I'm just happy that fans know my movies well enough to quote them.
Oh,
I was like, God damn it. Like, I was like, am I about to cry? Because I feel like it.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I wonder how many people after Unbearable Weight comes out are going to scream at him, Nick fucking Cage. Like, he's going to hear that a lot.
Really, there's a lot in this movie that's really going to make us go, that's right. Nicolas fucking Cage.
I'm so excited. And yeah, that's why we decided to do one of his less than savory films for this show. We're not shitting on Cage. We're shitting on Next.
Yes. Let that be known with like any Nicolas Cage. And now, because of the unfortunate news that came about, any Bruce Willis film, it's not shitting on Bruce Willis, who is suffering from a very horrendous brain disease. It's just the film.
Yeah. We're not going to shit on people for, making bad career decisions or having illnesses. We're going to shit on them for being pricks like Michael Bay.
Yeah.
So that's a blanket statement for all four of our shows. Just, if we're going to shit on people, it's going to be for being assholes, not for, their own personal problems.
Yeah. And as I've said before, Bruce Willis, I hope you're living a comfortable life for your family.
Yeah. Damn. But next,
let's that now that we've had a little bit of fun talking about this Eric Cage's career, because like I said, we don't really touch on it in our podcast since we're not really picking the bad films. We're picking like the films we really like from Cage.
It's like the era that must not be discussed on the other shows. Like, right here is the playground for, the shit movies. So
yeah, you know what film I almost thought about picking? I'll say it right now. I almost put it down.
But
Man.
That feels like it's going to be like an episode 25 or 50 kind of deal. The Wicker Man's a big deal.
It is, because look, I understand that movie's terrible, but to me it's so bad it's good. Like, I can't help but just fucking laugh my ass off when I watch that movie.
Well, I was listening to him talk about it, and apparently he played it like a comedy, which is hilarious. Like, he read that as a parody movie, so he played it as a parody movie, but no one else got that message.
I feel the director probably was too scared to say anything. I feel like had you just told him like, dude, it's not a comedy, he'd been like, oh, my bad.
Well, when you've got Nicolas Cage playing it silly and you've got Ellen Burstyn playing it serious, who are you going to tell like is wrong? Who are you going to say that to?
At that point, you're just looking at your monitor, just like, fuck.
We'll fix it in post.
No. But the movie I did pick, known as Next, which I still think is a terrible title. A little bit of development on this one, and most of the development will be focused on the script, because this had a pretty smooth production, pretty smooth post-production. Minus some date, a random thing that happened with the distribution towards the end, a little hiccup, but the main thing was the script. This is adapted from an original short story by Philip K. Dick, known as The Golden Man, for those who are wondering. If you've seen Total Recall with Schwarzenegger, that's a Philip K. Dick adaptation. I want to say Blade Runner, but I might be fucking wrong. No, okay, Blade Runner. So if you've seen those two iconic fucking titans of cinema right there, you've seen a little Philip K. Dick in your life.
I think Minority Report's one of his too.
Is it?
I think so.
Maybe. I'm not too certain on that. Yeah. Well, you look it up and we'll move forward. Okay. But based off Philip K. Dick's short story called The Golden Man, The original script treatment was presented to Cage's production company, Saturn Films. It was.
It was,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so if you've seen those three films, you've seen adaptations of Philip K. Dick. I want to tell you right now, almost none of the adaptations are super close. Because he gets a bit weird. I'll say it like that. And even though I would argue actually Total Recall in that regard is probably the closest because it's a fucking weird film, but I like it. I know you hate that movie.
I don't hate it. I think it's stupid.
I like it. So with that said, I was able to again get some a good deal of info on the original script. So originally it was more in line with the short story of a government agency attempting to capture and contain a precognitive mutant. Yes, you heard me right, not a human, a mutant. Again, Philip K. fucking Dick, people. They did change the character of Chris without the H from a feral animal whose mere existence threatens humanity to just a regular social outcast. So that was changed in the script. Because I guess, we don't want to follow a fucking feral animal in live action, even though some films would tell me otherwise. Character Liz Cooper was not in the short story. She was added as a romantic subplot who was destined to be the love of Chris's life. She was also a mutant who was incapable of having children except when she magically gets for Chris. Also, she can have children with him.
Of course. Well, I mean, it is Nicolas Cage.
That man's dick is probably magical.
Virile as fuck. I will say it right now.
I mean, he's willing to bear all. We saw his bare, 50-something-year-old ass in Prisoners of Ghostland. He's not ashamed of his body one bit.
No, I feel like there's very little Nicolas Cage is ashamed of. he doesn't care.
No.
I'm hoping for some Full Frontal and Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I want to know, where's the confidence come from?
The hugest dick and we've ever seen.
I would not be surprised. My God. Anyway.
Yeah. So, like most of Philip K. Dick's work, he was with sci-fi in general. Obviously, there's always there's usually some kind of theme running through it, especially with Mr. Dick here. I really like that his last name is Dick. The short story had a theme of racist paranoia, so that's what that was working off. So one could assume then his short story was tackling racism. Cool. They didn't want to do that apparently, because this was pre Hollywood getting called out for a whole lot of shit anyway. So they changed it to themes of anti-authoritarian, which in a way you could argue kind of matches with a lot of dumbasses' mindsets today.
I don't see it. In Next, I don't see that.
Well, again, this is the original script. Calm down.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm still on the original script here.
I do love that they decided to just abandon the anti-racism thing and just give us an all-white cast. I love that. Right? That's why I was like, of course, before they were getting called out for diversity and molestation and all sorts of shit, they're like, get rid of the racist paranoia theme, make everyone white, anti-authoritarian, fuck the government. Am I right? Am I right? Yeah. Sweet. We'll whip it up. God. Phil Dick did not appreciate a lot of these films.
No, he probably did not. But he was willing to let them make fucking movies, probably because he was like, fuck it, I'll get money out of it.
I think he died in the 80s, but yeah.
Oh, well, his grave got money. With that change, meant that involved making the antagonist, which was literally the Department of Homeland Security.
Ooh.
Yeah. Absolutely ruthless by enjoying the torturing and murdering of innocent civilians for the means of that all-encompassing term, the greater good.
Yeah, I can see why they had to trim that down. Hard to root for anybody when the government is torturing innocent people and your main guy just doesn't want to help anybody. It's like, who do you root for in this movie?
Almost no one. And then finally, to wrap up this fucking original script, how it ends would be the DHS, Homeland Security, captures Liz. Chris takes them on, murders a whole bunch of them, and demolishes the headquarters with the bomb, thus making it to him and Liz the only two survivors.
Yeah, probably, bombing Homeland Security, probably not a good idea. Probably not going to fly. Definitely some backlash on that one, I imagine.
I can only imagine. I mean, but we got Fight Club that bombed fucking banks at the end of the movie.
True, but Fight Club came out before 9/11.
Oh, that's right.
So, yeah, that was the implication I was trying to push out there, but I guess I wasn't straightforward enough.
You know me.
True. I'll use smaller words next time.
Thank you. That's all I ask. But with that, with this amazing script, this was a script that got handed over to Siren Films. Apparently, they looked at it and said, "Let's extensively rewrite this script and remove the anti-authoritarian themes completely."
You'd think that, in those rewrites, they could have maybe given us a villain with a name.
Maybe. Yeah. Because, what they did was this. They made Chris apparently less sympathetic. So they're like, yeah, let's make it so we don't like him at all. You're probably wondering, well, what about Homeland Security? They're not many. That's because they got replaced with the FBI, the other big organization that has been such a hit and miss with the American public, And a confrontation with the terrorists, for some reason, was removed. So there was confrontation with these terrorists, and they removed it from the script.
Weird. So is our bad guy just supposed to just be like, I don't know, like an abstract idea of, I don't know, don't fuck with my Vegas show? I don't know.
I don't know. All it did was give us no motivation for the bad guys, and apparently hints of an unseen leader. But I was like, when were the hints made of an unseen leader?
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. If anything, the terrorists were just there because they needed to finish this thing off. Because the whole movie is just like, why won't you help us? And he's like, leave me alone. That's why.
I can only see 2 minutes in the future. My future, go away.
Except when I'm touching Jessica Biel, in which case I can see for years.
For years. And I can also develop new powers with it.
Oh my God. Yeah, I can't wait to get into the meat of that. But yeah, I wonder if those plot holes were in the first draft, or if the studio was just like, fuck it, we need a product, so write something fast.
Well, that's where I say, I remember when I texted you and I was like, it just felt like there was no, because I hadn't looked at the time, I was like, there was no fucking, there's so much shit just left unexplored. As soon as I was looking at this, I was like, oh, well, that's why. Apparently they were like, let's completely rewrite our initial draft of the script we turned in, but not bother to actually if we're going to drop shit, now we have to make something else make sense type of deal.
Yeah, that's how it works. If you're going to take away, you got to add something else to compensate. But they didn't get that message.
No, they're like, so we take away and that's it, right? That's all we have to do.
Unreal. But, I think it's funny that they tried to make the character of Chris Johnson unsympathetic, but then they brought Nick Cage on and he made the character likable because that's what he does.
He's Nick fucking Cage.
Yeah, it's impossible. Any character he's ever played, you want him to succeed. Offhand, I can't think of has he played any villains?
No, but that'd be kind of badass. You could argue some of his recent turns in Mom and Dad when he wants to kill his kids was villainous, but he made that so goddamn entertaining. It was hard not to enjoy.
Fucking Face Off. We're fucking idiots. We just did Face Off.
We did do Face Off. I think it's because again he makes Castor Troy so fucking likable. It's
yeah.
Oh, something I was thinking of. Oh, Color Outer Space when the alien parasite's taken over.
Yeah, I'd count Vampire's Kiss.
I'm a vampire. I'm a vampire.
I mean, he does rape his secretary. That's pretty fucking evil.
That's evil.
Yeah. But yeah, most of the time, not really.
No, I would say the upcoming Renfield, but the way it's sounding is he's going to be really fucking funny in that movie. So
Yeah, I think he's just going to be, kind of a goofy Count Chocula style Dracula, which is fine.
Can't wait. God, I can't wait. The movie was in like development for the longest fucking time. Nicholas Holt has been attached to it for years. And I was like, it's never fucking happening. You don't keep talking about it, it's never going to happen. Next thing you know, hey, script's complete. Hey, we're scheduled to shoot this year. Hey, Nicholas fucking Cage is playing Dracula. And I was like, all right, you got my attention. Give me this movie now.
We are going to do so much Dracula shit on our shows when that comes out.
Good thing you got that Universal set. I can do one of the sequels.
I'm excited. Can't wait. But yeah, he just has this charisma where you want to see his character succeed. Even when he's a terrorist trying to blow up LA, you're like, well, maybe he'll pull this off.
Maybe he'll win. Let's find out.
It's funny.
Well, this script that we just talked about, I just talked about really, this is what was taken to Cage's company, Saturn. And they were like, yep, this script, this is the movie we want. This is what's getting made. And that is the film that got made. Was that fucking script.
This was 2007. It's not like Cage was able to be like, no, next. He had to be like, yes, next.
Yeah. From there was really no issues with this film. They only had one final hiccup prior to the film's release. All right, so this was originally set to be distributed by Sony Pictures Entertainment because they had a deal with Revolution, who Saturn had partnered with to release this in September of 2006. Without any fucking warning, they just dumped it instead of January 2007. Not like dumping in theaters, like they literally just fucking let go of the film. They're like, yeah, no, not doing it.
Well, I mean, they probably watched it and were like, we're not going to make a fucking dime off this piece of shit. They watched the dailies and were just like, this isn't getting better. It's getting worse.
What if they were just like, someone's like, should we tell them or just, no, just dump it. All right. We're the head honchos here, guys. All right. They don't even have to see us. We just dump it. We ignore all phone calls, stay locked up in our office. No big deal. We'll move on to the next thing.
It's hilarious to me how far people will go to avoid confrontation. And I bet that's what happened. I bet they're like, nobody wants to say we're going to can this movie. They're just going to let them make it and then just release it and not answer the phone.
Yep. I would be like that, actually. I'm like, God, that sounds terrible. But there'd be a part of me like that. I'd be like, I'll just dump it. It's fine. I just want to answer the phone.
Reminds me of the movie Up in the Air, where people hire George Clooney to fire people from their company because they don't want to face them. So they hire firers to come and fire their employees for them.
Okay, I would actually really like that job.
It's a great movie. I don't know if you've seen it. It's really funny.
I haven't, but I would love a job where they're like, you just want me to go to this place and fire someone, and I walk away.
Well, that's the gag. Like, it's Clooney loves his life so much. He lives in hotels and he flies all the time. He goes all over the country. He has a plan, and he fires and then he goes to the next place. Like he loves it so much.
That would be great.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great movie. But yeah, it's just people don't like confrontation, and I think it's funny that even the studios who have all the power will be like, I don't know if I want to do that. It's like, messy. I don't want to hurt any feelings.
Yeah. They at first were like, oh, Nicolas Cage was Camille, like, because that was probably back when she was still like doing like she was pretty consistent in film. And it was like, oh yeah, this is a surefire bet. Yeah, we'll take care of it. We'll fucking release it. And then they were watching, going, well, do we really want to release this with our name on it, guys? Do we?
I mean, take a chance. Why not? I mean, in the end, sure, the film's a bomb, but there's always a chance.
Yeah, or just maybe a good. Just be like Disney. Just be at that point where you can just write off these failures as like whatever.
Yeah, I don't think every studio has that power, which would be awesome. But Disney could just be like, $200 million. Fuck it. We'll make it up with the next Marvel movie. We'll be fine.
Like, we got a Star Wars show coming out. We got a new MCU movie coming. We'll be fine. I think we got an animated film coming out. Oh, good. Box office and Oscars, but yeah, we got this.
Yeah, it's just, I I find it interesting that studios will invest so much time and money into a production, and then when it's over, they'll be like, "We don't want to do this anymore." Just like, bye, shut down, good luck.
Try again. Well, in this case, the saviors were the people that to me have handled their films during the pandemic the worst. Paramount Pictures. They picked it up and ultimately released it in April 2007. So yeah, dumped in 2007. They actually released it like 3 short months later. So they got the ball rolling, and it still flops. Like they got it out there, but it's still bombed. Like
it used to be so quick. Like it used to be just, movie gets dropped in 2007, movie gets picked up again, released a few months later. I feel like things have gotten so unnecessarily complicated over the past 20 years, and things used to be just bop, 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 didn't matter.
Yeah, because nowadays it's like you hear a film gets dropped, you hear it gets picked up by a company, and then you're hearing, they're shopping around. They don't know if it's going to be theatrical or streaming or like PVOD. And I'm like, I think that's the issue. I think nowadays we live in a world where there's so many options. Whereas it's like the only thing we can do is put this out in theaters. We have to get people to fucking see it, or go straight to DVD. Make your pick. Now it's like, well, we can do theaters, we can do streaming, we can do fucking, pay-per-view essentially, right? With like Prime and stuff like that. It's like, it's a matter of like, what can we do to get this film out there on the best avenue possible now?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's, I do like having access to so much, but I also I miss when things weren't so fucking complicated.
Yes. Oh, trust me. If I talks about like, as much as I like the convenience of streaming, I was actually talking to Josh about it because he was asking if Evil Dead, the new Evil Dead's gonna come out on theaters. I tell him like, nah, man, it's an HBO Max movie. And we had that conversation. I was like, look, don't get me wrong, like streamers are convenient, and yes, on one hand, I'm happy in the case of, in this case, I'll kind of talk about the slasher revival, that they can thrive on these streamers and have this creative freedom that the studios will not allow, and they are able to continue. But I still miss the fact that I'm missing my chance to see a lot of these guys that I would love to fucking see on the big screen. That in a lot of these cases where I own the collections, because streamers are so fucking stupid about physical media. I get a physical media release, and now my collections are incomplete. So it's like there is a side to it where I'm like, go fuck yourself. Like,
yeah. Well, Next didn't have to deal with that back in 2007 when we were just such wide-eyed idiots of like, ooh, movies. We weren't thinking about the nitty-gritty bullshit. We were just like, I'm gonna go see this new Nicolas Cage movie because I like Nicolas Cage.
Then you walked out going, don't like that Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah, I mean 2007. I think I was 12. So I was just like, nothing mattered.
yeah, fair enough. I remember the main reason I want to watch this is actually less because of Nicolas Cage one, because like Jessica Biel was in it, and I have like a huge crush on her. So I was like, oh my god, Jessica Biel and Nicolas Cage. Oh,
I think I remember seeing like a banner for Next on a website and thinking like, oh, I want to see that, and then I didn't. Like I remember that back in the day being like, that looks neat. Because I liked, I was as a 12-year-old kid, I was like, I'd seen Raising Arizona, and I liked National Treasure, so I was like, oh, Nicolas Cage, and then I didn't see Next. So I don't know.
Well, it bombed, so
yeah,
it bombed. Like, no one saw this movie.
Nope.
Until now, when I watched it on HBO Max for this podcast. Thank God, because I was getting tired of fucking renting movies. I still technically had to rent movies for an upcoming Oscar Sunday. So I had to rent 2 movies. Well, one of which was the debacle because I was like, shit, which version do I rent? God damn it.
Oh, yeah. And you texted me and I'm like, I don't care. Pick one.
I didn't know if there was like when we had to watch. I was like,
Well, I'm looking it up right now. Next week's movie is on Tubi, so we're going to be fine.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I already forgot what next week's movie is. I'll know at the end. Wait, no, I do know what next week's movie is. It came to me. All right. With that, unless there's anything to add, that's all I got for development hell. Like I said, not a lot to this one, mostly just like the script differences, which to me like explains why it feels like so much like shit is not fully explored.
Yeah, definitely a lot got sliced and not enough got added, and it's just this weird, incomplete, half-assed story that just Introduces so much and doesn't give us any payoff.
at all.
Nah, nothing.
All right, well, unless you got anything else to add, it is time to give out some awards, which I feel like we're having a lot of fun with this. First up, the Zack Snyder, kind of timely because I just saw the screenshots for his new movie, your most anticipated film, I know. All the worst scene.
This was tough. There's a couple contenders here. I ultimately went with the police chase from the casino for a number of reasons. One, isn't this guy supposed to be living low profile? And two, that had some of the most horrendous CGI I've ever seen. When the car gets hit by the train, it looked so embarrassingly fake. And I was just like, why is he ending up in a garage with Peter Falk? Who the fuck is Peter Falk in this movie? Is he his dad? Is he like a roommate? Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Like such a waste.
I remember watching going like, there's no way. Like it was one scene where he literally walks past two security guards and they act like they can't recognize him because of a hat. I'm like, are you fucking serious right now?
Yeah, it was funny. Just and his solution, like, he left the casino like he was home free, and then he steals a car. Like, couldn't you see that was a bad idea?
Yeah, right. Like, couldn't you have just kept walking? Maybe
your whole fucking deal is you can see 2 minutes ahead, so you didn't see the massive police chase you were about to get into. Maybe keep walking was the best idea.
Keep walking or drive the car slowly. That's what they do in a lot of film. They just speed off. I'm like, have you ever thought that maybe if you just drove it like a regular car, like no one would be suspicious of the car speeding off in the fucking distance?
Well, that and also like there's so much camera footage of you fucking up this casino. Are you really expecting to just go back to work as Frank Cadillac tomorrow? Like for a precog, he's a goddamn idiot sometimes.
Yeah. Well, you can only see 2 minutes. Only two.
Only two, except when it's convenient.
Yeah, it's real flimsy.
Yeah, some weird rules. Who established these rules and why can he do this? And why is Jessica Biel his like kryptonite?
I don't know.
Yeah, nobody does because they didn't fucking tell us.
Yeah, they don't want to explain it.
If I ever meet Nicolas Cage, that's what I'm going to ask him because I know he established his own goddamn backstory for this guy. I bet he does that every single time. He's got notes.
I'm sure he has like the answers that we seek for this movie.
100%.
God, he just pulls out like a notebook, goes, I'm sorry, which movie again? Next? Oh, okay.
Licks his thumb, takes us to 2007. It's like, all right, Ghost Rider. Next, here we go. This is why. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually does that.
Just a detailed analysis of all of his characters.
He's like a method actor, but without the assholery.
You knew that would be a fucking hot button topic this past week in our last weekend film. Like, holy shit.
You never know. I'm like, I feel like I'm constantly playing some kind of Hollywood bingo where it's like, who had method acting? Who had it? Like, what are we getting pissed at this week?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was yours?
Mine was a nerd chase scene. I like you. I had a bunch of scenes right now. It's like, God, there's a lot of just terrible scenes. Mine was the chase down the mountain from the motel with also the terrible looking CGI debris that comes along for the ride.
I love that his solution was just leap off a fucking cliff and roll down.
Yeah, I was like, why? And then just to get caught at the end and still go, I was like, what point was this? What was the point?
That's kind of the whole, like, I kept saying that the whole time because what we're doing, we're watching Cage avoid the FBI who are trying to recruit him to save I think is it LA?
LA, yeah.
Always a bomb in LA with Cage, isn't it? To save LA from a nuclear bomb. And he's very much like, no, I could, but I won't. That's the whole movie.
Yeah. It's a nuclear bomb, which, has far-reaching effects outside of LA, but I'm not doing anything about it.
Well, and it's just weird that the entire FBI rallies behind Julianne Moore and her theory that this Vegas magician can see into the future. And that's the best use of FBI resources when terrorists have stolen an active nuclear bomb.
Look, when you have Bobby leading the FBI, he will pursue any out there lead. He is goddamn Bobby.
Bobby Singer. What the fuck is Julianne Moore doing in this movie? Surely she had better things to do.
Oh, I got more on Julianne Moore in a bit.
But good choice. That was definitely an odd scene. Just leaping down a hill, pulling a bunch of Old West artifacts with him.
Right. That are clearly CGI, so it just looks terrible. I was like, okay.
Yeah, very good.
Next up on the awards, the Ed Wood of the worst line or lines.
So I have 2 lines, and they're both kind of flirty, in love lines, because I'm pretty sure the guy who wrote this has never flirted in his life. My first one comes real quick. It's right when Liz picks up Chris and they're driving to Flagstaff, I think it was. And he goes, I like rain. And she goes, I like rain too. That's some gripping dialogue you got there. That's really insightful on these characters. That's some real character development right there.
You know what? At least they don't hate sand. That's what's important.
It gave off such I don't like sand vibes. This is just so bad. And then my other one is, I think it's when she walks out of the bathroom with a towel on, and he's like, wow. And he says, there's an Italian painter named Carlotti, and he defined beauty. He said it was the summation of the parts working together in such a way that nothing needed to be added, taken away, or altered. And that's you. You're beautiful. It's like, Jesus, tone it the fuck down. You just met. You're going to scare her.
Yeah. Also, Jessica Biel was walking out with just a towel on, dude. Maybe just be straight up, be like, take that towel off. Like,
yeah, she's clearly into you if she's doing that.
Yeah, like, let's just get down to the nitty-gritty. Jessica goddamn Biel is in a towel only. Like, don't be fucking lovey-dovey here. Like, no, take that towel off. Let's.
Just talking about this Italian painter, just like, that's weird and off-putting. And just to add the like, and that's you. You're beautiful. Like, do you need that? No, you don't.
Yeah. And look, you're saying it. I think whether it's your first time with someone or you're in a committed relationship, it's weird either way. I don't see any like long time couple that your girl's gonna look at you and be like, God, that was sweet. It's gonna be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Picturing like, it's like your third date or something, and you're getting to that point, and then all of a sudden you start saying like, Leonardo da Vinci once painted this beautiful Mona Lisa, and it represented his definition of beauty, and I think that's you. Like, Jesus, she's gonna leave.
Yeah,
it's a terrible line.
She's probably gonna be like, "Look, what's the check? I'm out here."
Yeah, it's just it sounded to me so like ham-fisted and unnecessary. Like, wow. Okay. What do you got?
I have 3. I had a field day with this one. A little bit of everything. So my first one's a throwaway line that I just felt like, why are we doing this? But I was like, oh yeah, 2007. And that's when you get a random throwaway line from one of the FBI agents about Julianne Moore. And he literally, hey, is she single?
Oh, okay. Yeah, the casino guy. I remember that.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck does that have to do? Are you doing this because she was in Boogie Nights, bro? Are we just doing this because Julianne Moore was in Boogie Nights and no one wants to forget that?
It's just like, do we need? That's got nothing to do with her character. It's just like, a woman FBI agent. We got to make a joke. Like, no, we don't.
No. Yeah, it was like this line was unnecessary. They never even talk about her personal life, so why even fucking okay. My second one also has to do with kind of what you were saying with the Robert Cleary has not been in love, does not know how people talk. And it was shortly after they have sex, Nicolas Cage and Jessica Biel. And she looks him dead in the eye and goes, maybe there is such a thing as destiny. If any woman, the first time I fucked her, said that to me, I'm running out the door.
Well, not if it's Jessica Biel.
I'm still running. At that point, I'm kind of scared. And I'm like, whoa, what's. I mean, at that point, I nutted, so I'm good.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, yeah, that was a bad. It's movie logic. You know, they fall in love so quickly. That always happens in movies. Love stories never seem realistic because it's always so goddamn fast. But this especially was like what, a day and a half?
Yeah, it's like I'm telling you, any man would say after a day and a half of Maniac, and then her first thing out of her mouth is maybe there is such a thing as destiny. She's gonna be a little freaked out. Like you're gonna be a little freaked out. You're gonna be like, why did you just say that to me? What?
Yeah, good one. That's a good one.
You know, and then my last one, my final one, has to do, which I'll actually explain more in our upcoming award with this particular character, but a line from Julianne Moore after the whole chase down the mountain, and he saves her from the falling debris. I should point out, the rest of the FBI goons somehow show up magically because they didn't all fucking die. The mountaintop chase. And she looks at them and to me delivers this line terribly, and that is a no good deed goes unpunished.
Yeah, that she keeps saying that to him.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Like, first of all, I think her characterization of was fucking terrible, but that line did not help. It was like, he just saved you, so what the fuck are you saying right now?
Julianne Moore is either Oscar worthy incredible or so fucking terrible. There's no middle ground with her. It's weird. She's in like some masterpiece performances and then she does schlock like this. I don't get it.
Yeah, I'll see her like in Boogie Nights and then this and then Dawn John. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah,
she's doing Children of Men. She wasn't that.
Yeah, she's good in a lot of stuff, but you know, she also just do movies like this. Yeah, good call. Good lines.
Yeah, good lines in this regard. For our next award, the Steven Seagal, it's the worst performance. I'll let you go first, as always.
My to me, this belongs to one person, and I blame entirely the complete lack of characterization of any kind. This goes to Thomas Kretzmann, who plays our bad guy, who doesn't have a fucking name. We know nothing about this guy besides he's a French terrorist. And I know Thomas Kretzmann can do better. I've seen Blade 2. I've seen Avengers Age of Ultron. I've seen Downfall. He's a good actor.
King Kong.
So what the fuck happened here? He's given like 3 lines. He's not threatening in the slightest. He's just a vague mid-2000s terrorist. It's such a waste of his talent. And I just thought they did him wrong. They did him dirty.
Yeah, I almost put him down because I'm with you. I don't blame him. I'm blaming the script we actually just talked about, which is like clearly they took out a lot of fucking villain development. They're like, yeah, we don't want you to be invested in the villains. That's crazy talk.
Yeah, what a waste.
For me, I almost put him down, but I go with someone else because as we talked about earlier with this actress, she can be really good. So I went with Julianne Moore, who I couldn't tell if she was phoning it in, if the script was just that bad, or a mixture of both. But she is not good. Like 1 minute, she's like this antagonistic, like, you know, SOB going after him. Next thing you know, she's like, we can help you. Let's get your love of your life back. I'm like, what game are you playing here? Whose side are you on?
Yeah, when she's got him hooked up like fucking Clockwork Orange, and then all of a sudden she starts feeling guilty about it. It's like, where's this coming from? Like, you've been hunting this dude down all movie. It's just, yeah.
And also, why was she hunting him down to begin with? Like, how'd she find out about this guy? And I have complete faith that he's the one that could stop it.
That is a very good question. How did this FBI agent stumble upon a precognition who literally has a, like, you know, goofy magic act in Vegas and convince anybody that he's the real deal and can help fight terrorists? Like, she should have been immediately like demoted or censured or like given a psychiatric, you know, evaluation for suggesting that shit.
Yeah, they should have been like, all right, so you clearly watched a lot of X-Files. We want to send you down to the basement.
Yeah, it is a weird incredibly weird leap in logic. And also, the FBI does nothing else to look for this bomb. They just devote everything to, we got to get this Vegas magician. He's the only way.
Which is crazy because like they know it's in LA. They literally have the one city down. They're like, we know it's in LA. We have that much. I'm like, how can you not work from there? You have it down to one city, not all 50 states. One goddamn city. I know Los Angeles is huge, but it's just one city.
And also, it's a nuclear bomb on American soil. Like, are the CIA, the NSA just ignoring this? Like, maybe pull some resources, look through some chatter, something that's, your first and last plan should not be possibly psychic Vegas magician.
This is it. This is the only way, guys.
Unreal. Yeah, I get it. Julianne Moore can do better. That's the worst part, is she can do better.
She can. We've seen her do better.
Academy Award winning actress Julianne Moore can do better.
We'll always have Boogie Nights, We'll always have Boogie Nights.
Yes, we will. I just got that on Blu-ray. Such a great movie.
It's a really good movie. I don't care all the people that are involved that are coming out like denouncing it now. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it gave you a much needed career boost, Mark. Accept that. Sorry you found Jesus, but it doesn't mean that your brief Jesus films are all bad. Don't Kirk Cameron this shit.
Yeah, don't. The fact that somehow Mark Roberts went down the Father Stew like Jesus route, I'm like, what the fuck happened here?
I don't know.
Be proud of that. Be proud. Look, Mark Roberts, be proud of Boogie Nights and be proud of that fake big dick you got.
You got a fake BJ from Heather Graham, and that's more than Al can say. So you own that. Throwback. I'm never leaving that one.
And he got to have fake sex with Julianne Moore. So come on, man. Like, you're winning.
Did he keep the giant dick? I think he did. I
would.
Yeah, he probably burned it.
Absolutely would.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even take it off till I got home. Be like, hey, you need to give that back. Fuck, I will.
You just make it part of your like daily regimen. You take a shower, you shave, you put on your clothes, you put on your fake dick, and you just that's just who you are now.
I clean it every day. I take care of that thing.
Jesus Christ. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, Boogie Nights is a great movie.
Yeah. Not so great this movie. And our last bad award before we go to Silver Lining for Michael Bay. Worst filmmaking decision.
This was pretty immediate because I can't believe this film actually took this cop-out ending. It was all a dream. Really? We're doing that?
We have the same thing because I put the same damn thing.
That is such a insulting ending. The entire third act didn't happen. And now he's just going to be like, all right, I'll help you out. And now he's going to go take care of shit because he can see so far into the future when he's holding Jessica Biel. I guess the more he fucks her, the faster he can, like the further he can see. That's what I'm getting.
Can you imagine like he is like mid fuck and just having these visions?
It's like if he goes to the left a little bit, he's going to have 3 kids. If he goes to the right a little bit, LA is going to blow up. It's like, what do I do? But yeah,
this happens. If he doesn't pull out, this happens.
Yeah, he's in constant, just like, how do you focus? You can't focus. Like, I don't think he can't finish. There's no way. With all that going through your head, there's no way.
What if he does finish, but then there's that awkward moment where like let's assume they're in doggy position in my scenario. They're just sitting there in that position, awkwardly not saying a word because he is still mid visions. The
visions cause him to like seize. He just grabs and like anyway.
For some reason I'm now thinking of that scene in Hatchet 2 when they're doing it doggy and he cuts his head off and he just fucking starts like rigor mortis, like just fucking
oh my god,
going crazy.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it was just such a lazy way to end the movie. Just like, fuck it. We'll let them figure it out.
Yeah. That's what makes me like, it's a lazy way if we don't know if he succeeds or not. Because he even has that line like, once you see the future, it changes. So I'm like, well, wait, what?
So this is a meaningless power then. Like, if all you can see is the possibilities, then I mean, what do you really get out of this?
Fucking Jessica Biel.
I love when he has to like figure out exactly what to say to her to pick her up at the diner.
I almost had that scene down for my worst scene. I was like, are you serious? This is what we use our powers for?
I'm her future. That's what you're gonna go with.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm her future. That's not creepy at all.
Stalker dude never came back into the picture.
He just disappeared.
Yeah, I mean, he seemed pretty fucking determined. Weird.
He wanted him some Jessica Biel. That's what he wanted.
Peter Falk vanishes. There's so much just goes away.
So much. We never really get explained why the FBI has that fucking room, that Clockwork Orange room. That's never explained. It's just like, yeah, of course they have that. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why the fuck did they have this room?
Their solution is to just hook Chris up to this machine and put on the news. That's how they're gonna figure this out. What a weird scenario.
Oh God!
I feel like the writer does not know exactly how the FBI works either.
No, or apparently how Philip K. Dick stories are supposed to go at all.
Yeah, what a waste. And yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, look, the lessons to be learned here, audience members, is that if there's one storyline you should never, ever, ever do, is it was all a dream or a vision or insert whatever it was into that scenario, because that's just a good way to piss us off.
Yeah, it's the ultimate cop out. It just shows that you don't care. So why are we going to care? Such a lazy trope. I hate it so much. Has it ever worked?
No, I remember that's how fans got pissed off with that show. I think Newhart or whatever, one of Bob Newhart's show.
Yeah, I remember that.
You woke up at the end of it and was like, "Oh, I had a crazy dream." I was like, I can't imagine. To me, that would hurt more. Like a movie, like it's like, okay, well, fuck you. But it's one movie I sat down and watched seasons upon seasons. Like I don't know how long the show lasted.
Yeah.
But you dedicate seasons to this, in this case, a sitcom that you find hilarious, funny. You're like, ah ha ha, and it's coming to an end, and that's how they explain everything. I'd be like, what the fuck? Fuck you.
I think the weirdest one was Saint Elsewhere. Do you know about that?
No.
That was a medical drama in the 90s. It was how Denzel Washington got his start. And it was the late 80s, early 90s. But the show was like a serious medical drama for a few seasons. And the way it ended was that the entire show was happening in the mind of an autistic child somewhere in like the real world. And he was looking at a snow globe that had a hospital in it. And the whole thing was like his imagination of like what's going on in this hospital in his snow globe. What people were confused, to say the least.
I would be too.
Yeah, what a weird way to go.
All right.
Yeah, so it was all a dream. Stop doing that. We don't like it.
We don't. It's a cop out. That's probably, I can't find a way to segue from that, but let's talk about silver linings.
I think we all.
I was about to say, what was yours?
I think we all know the only good thing we get out of this movie, and that's Nicolas Cage. He cares. He commits. And he manages to turn this guy who's kind of a prick into a fairly likable dude just because that's who he is. So my silver lining is the fact that Cage really does commit. That
was that's good. And I almost put him down. I was like, let me go outside the box.
Okay.
So if mine went outside the box, not by a large margin. You're going to be like, of course you did. As soon as I say it. And that was the fact that I just find Jessica Biel incredibly attractive. She's hot.
Whoa, wait, hold on. You have a thing for Jessica Biel? Wow. This is me shocked right here. I'd never heard this before.
I know. Shocking.
At least you own this shit. Yeah. All right.
I will own my fucking crushes. I have no issues. Like, cause it's like, look, I am fully aware. I can find Jessica Biel hot as much as I want. I can fantasize as much as I want, and I have. But I know at the end of the day, I'm I'm not going to creepily stalk her and message. That's weird. She doesn't know me. She's happily married to Justin Timberlake, I'm assuming, because they're still married. But I can find her hot. And same with any other actress I find hot. I have no issue being upfront about it. I'm just not creepy. Jesus Christ, I'm not stalking them like weirdo.
I would love if Justin Timberlake showed up at your place and was like, "Stop talking about my goddamn wife. Keep
right, like
keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth."
Then she pops up at you. He's like, "You're the only one in this apartment." Yes. Okay, good. I'll be by later.
My God, that's her kink, is watching her husband berate people who find her attractive. Well, in that case, honestly, you're gonna have an interesting time, aren't you?
I'll say if that was real, like I would be okay with that. I'd be like, yeah, berate me as much as you want.
My God. Yeah. I've never really considered her a particularly great actress, but then again, I don't watch a lot of her work.
I've seen a good amount that I actually do want to watch. She's not the best pick. She's not the best when it comes to picking movies. I'll say it. She's not.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, that's like I said. I'm with you with Cage. He does command. You don't really get like a Cage freak guy. He's very subdued in this one.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah. But I mean, he at least is still. You can tell he's committing. You can tell he's trying. But I just was like, look, because we're gonna be doing. I'm foreseeing a future of more of these Cage era films, and that could ideally be the silver lining on every single one of these. So I was like, let me go outside the box. Unfortunately, as I was watching, I was like, there's like nothing else I really like in this damn movie anyway. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going back to childhood crush. Jessica Biel's hot. That's my silver lining. I gotta look at Jessica Biel.
I had exactly the same thought. Like, there's nothing in this movie that I really find like good. So I just went with a default of like, you know what? Cage cared. So I don't have to.
Right. Yeah, I see into my base instincts and went, yeah, I guess her with the towel around my naked body. So fuck it. That's what I'll go with.
All right. There it is. Next.
I'm a simple man. I'm a simple man that wants to now find out what's in the box. Fucking yes, segue there.
What's in the fucking box? Give me the gun.
This film's pretty reviled. Not a lot of love. 2.4 stars out of 5 on Letterboxd. The same exact score as Nothing But Trouble, which I consider to be way worse. So
that's high praise.
Yeah, it's pretty arbitrary. It's high praise. Nice.
Still watch that skit every so often. It's fucking hilarious.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. So I have 5, and I think they're all pretty funny. So let's see what you think. Number 1, this is from Jenna. Nick's hairstylist for this movie woke up and chose violence. 2 stars. It is a terrible hairpiece. Whatever was going on there. Like, why just let him have his hair? Why do you got to do that?
Long hair does not work on that dude.
God, no. But they keep doing it. He keeps accepting that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it does not work. Like, look, as much as I love, on the flip side of this, Con Air, right? Love that movie. Great fucking movie. The long hair does not work on him. Also, the southern accent, but that's a whole different story. But
the only one it worked with was Pig, because he was supposed to be just fucking, despondent and giving up.
Yeah, it worked because of the story that was being told.
Yeah. Well, weird. I don't know. I see nothing wrong with Cage's hairstyle at the moment, so I don't know why they keep insisting. I don't know. Is it him? Does he keep thinking like, I need long hair for this? I can't be a sorcerer unless I have a mane going.
So I read the script, really studied the character, and I really think he needs to have long, luscious locks of hair.
I don't know. I got nothing. You'll like this one. This is from Chaotic Neutral. Julianne Moore, what the fuck are you doing in this movie? 1 star. I think we all asked that.
Yeah. As soon as she popped up, I was like, oh, at first I was like, oh, cool, Julianne Moore. And asked me when I was like, why is she in this terrible fucking movie?
Number 3, this is from Edith. Nicolas Cage is Ubermensch, and the world revolves around him as the FBI task force spends possibly $1 million to locate him before we can even worry about finding the nuclear bomb that will take out LA. He can't help stop this bomb because the childhood flashcard abuse. Jessica Biel plays a lady. 1 star.
Jessica Biel plays the lady. I like.
Yeah, it's good. Good point. Like, why do we invest anything in this? It's clearly just made up on the fly. It doesn't make any sense. And he's practically a god.
Yeah, it is amazing how much money is clearly spent not finding the bomb, but hunting Cage down.
It is amazing. Number 4, this is from Ash. Next is what I say when someone is going through movies to watch and suggest this. 1 star.
I like what you did there.
Next. No.
It's oh god, I got reminded of this damn show when I was watching something, but there was like I forget what I think it was called Next also, I forget. But it used to be on MTV. It was when dating shows were like the rage, and the setup was like a bus would roll up, person would walk out of the bus, and the person would literally go like this, next, and like send that person off, and then another person would come out the bus.
My God, it sounds exactly like something MTV would greenlight.
Yeah, and for some reason, I was reminded of that this man's very funny take on the movie.
My God,
Popped out of the bus. He went, yeah, next.
That's so mean.
That shit out of here.
Jesus, that's so demeaning. And this one's from Lucia _sang. The real science fiction here is a magician getting pussy. 2 stars. Not my words. That's from Lucia.
It's not wrong. I don't know many magicians here that get. Well, he's in Vegas. I feel like that's the one place they would get laid.
Unless you're David Copperfield or like Chris Angel or one of these like mega millionaire magicians, you're not pulling.
No. I was gonna say, have you seen Chris Angel? Like, even I looked at him, I was like, yeah, I can see how a woman would fucking fall for that. I get it.
Ugh. I feel like he's dirty. I feel like he smells like cigarettes. Ugh.
I don't know what he does. The dude is I don't know. I don't keep up with Chris Angel in real life. I just know he's a magician that had a show that I used to watch called Mind Freaks. I did enjoy it, and he has a consistent show in Vegas. That's all I know.
Good for you. I've always wanted to see David Copperfield live. I've heard his show is unbelievable, but I'm not going to pay like real money to see a magician.
Dude, when you think about like being a celebrity in Vegas, kind of rules. Like if you get like are able to pull off a show that people constantly come to, you're set for fucking life. Your job is to live in a luxurious fucking home, or usually me in a penthouse in the very same damn building you work at. And then you just go downstairs, do a show for a night, go your happy ass back upstairs, go to sleep.
If you can figure out how to nail a Frank Sinatra impression, you're going to have a very good time in Vegas. So you get into a Rat Pack show, you sing, Ain't That a Kick in the Head a few times a week. Easy street.
If you have dreams of being a legal pimp, just go to Vegas.
It's a weird little like uber sinful bubble in America that everyone just kind of accepts. It's a very strange situation.
The Wild West of America, and I'm proud of Vegas.
Yeah, I've been there a couple times. It's all right. I'm kind of over it, honestly.
I've never been, and I honestly have no intention to go.
No. Okay.
I don't gamble. I don't. Yeah. I'm trying to hold on to the fact that I haven't had to pay for sex yet, so it's like I'm kind of good.
I had some luck on the slots last time I went. I won about $200 on the Wheel of Fortune slot. That was fun.
That's nice.
But the food sucks and people are phony as shit, and it's just not fun. And every time I've gone with family, and that's just not fun.
That's true too. Especially to see Ben Affleck and his gambling addiction there at any point.
I'm pretty sure he has his own little private room, so his kids can't come in there and bother him.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get smarted by his kids and ex-wife that took him to AA meetings still.
God. Well, I hope he's happy with his, other chick named Jennifer that he's super into. That's his type. Hot Jennifers.
He likes his, yeah. Really likes Jennifer's.
They are going to be the douchiest couple in Hollywood.
Yeah, they are.
I give it a year.
I'll give it 6 months.
You're probably right. So that's what's in the box. Yeah, this is not a cult favorite. This is just one that got buried and probably should have stayed.
Yeah, this is not a lot of misses with this film. I do like how short, sweet, to the point those reviews were, because I don't see how you can give off a soliloquy with this particular movie.
No, I'm glad that this is probably the last time anybody's ever going to talk about this movie, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not watching this again. So I have now seen the Cage film. That's just Bill. My life, I guess, is somewhat complete. I don't know. With that, before I reveal what's next week's episode, let's do the social media stuff as per usual. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram under Filmgasm Productions. If you want to shoot us a recommendation, feel free to email us at filmgasm@gmail.com. You still have a very lucky window right now to possibly get a recommendation in, because I have yet to do the schedule for the back half of the year anyway. We'll be sitting down soon doing that. So, hey, so got a window there, folks. If you'd like to donate and support us in any way, you can find us on Anchor. And finally, feel free to go on our website, filmgasm.com, for reviews, shows, articles, and all of our episodes. I believe article a draft, that's right, from a recent Oscar Sunday was recently uploaded to the site. If you want to check out that draft that they did for Harry Potter.
Yeah. That was fun. Hard to narrow it down, but fun.
Yeah, I listened to our episode. I would have kept Dobby, but that's
well, no. So that's all I would
have kept Dobby. I'm just saying, I like Dobby.
Good for you. I like other people better.
Dobby's a G. Next week we'll be going to Hannibal territory with the one that's hated by fans, critics alike. This is beyond the bad. I don't get to pick the good ones for this show. We're gonna be doing Hannibal Rising. On Filmgasm, we will be doing a good one. An actually pretty, I think, a real loved one in the franchise, the prequel film, Red Dragon, which I have actually not seen all the way through, so it'll be a first time watch for me. I'm very excited to see this one finally. On Oscar Sunday, they will be talking about the weird yet oddly hypnotizing sophomore effort from Robert Eggers, The Lighthouse. So we are kind of breaking the Hannibal love there, but it's fine. And finally, our sneak preview. Well, we are on the weekend that I know for, I'm sure Austin's probably agrees with us, but one of our most anticipated movie weekends of the year. We are getting two just fucking great looking films I've been waiting for. The first up is a hugely epic Viking film from Robert Eggers, The Northman. Fucking cannot wait. And then, as I have in my notes, the cagiest film that has ever caged, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Dear God, can I not wait for both of these movies?
I can't get over that title. I love that title so much. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I can't wait to see how they incorporate that into the film. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, yeah. I cannot wait. But until then, if you can see 2 minutes into your own future, try staying on the radar better. Don't want the FBI and a vague, not clearly defined terrorist organization coming after you. See you next week on Beyond the Bat.